define ourselves based on the ideals this country was founded on. Ideals like free speech, that you get to speak your mind openly as long as I get to in return. Ideals like merit, that you do get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. That we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not a shadow government sitting in the deep state that runs the show today. I was late getting here because we had to walk, we come up one entrance and then it's like on lockdown, but for good reasons.
You guys are good, you guys.
So I actually am, probably should have said a word about it, but really grateful to a lot of the people who are here helping this place stay safe, secure. A lot of people here are in a moment where I think on the ground you feel a sense of uncertainty. That's what you feel right now. Obviously everybody's here with full passion for reviving the country and the principles that we stand on. That's why I'm here. But at the same time, I think what happened on Saturday left a lot of people shaken up as well. And, the core question is, how do you use the events of last Saturday, tragic as they were? A good American died that day. But how are we able to use that tragedy to hopefully achieve something for this country that we otherwise weren't on a path to achieve? And I think Donald Trump's up to the task. That's what my focus is here. I'm not going to do it by changing the content of my beliefs, by changing the contents of what I advocate for, but maybe to think about whether all of our hearts have been opened in some way to unite the country around those shared principles. And I think that's the pulse on the ground here. I think that's going to be the theme of this convention over the next few days. That doesn't mean going into just, what should we say, trite slogans about fake national unity.
No
we
kumbaya.
can't fake it. No kumbaya, no fake kumbaya. But like a real authentic kind of American commitment to say that, you know what, we might not agree on anything. In fact, we definitely will disagree like hell on a lot of things.
Right.
But we can still respect each other as fellow citizens and neighbors while still recognizing that we are in a kind of war, not against fellow Americans, but against an ideology in this country. And in a certain way, it's our job to emancipate our fellow Americans from the policies that follow from that ideology. So I think that's a little bit more the tenor and the theme. I know you guys are at home. Believe me, it's hot weather, a lot of security, a lot of traffic. Maybe you'd be happy to be home. Probably you are. But we'll try to bring you into as much as we're doing as possible to just give you the experience of what I do think is going to be a historic few days ahead. Back. We're seeing the South Carolina delegation.
Yes, sir.
Excited to be here.
Mr. State Chairman, how are you?
Good to see you, yeah.
Good to see you again. We got a crowd that's ready to hear from you real quick.
Chris and everybody loves you, man. We're gonna come back and visit more.
Absolutely,
Good,
absolutely. Look forward to having you back.
We're gonna come back, guys. Hey, guys. It's good to see you guys. Good to be here, guys. Good to be back. Good to see you guys again. It's great to see you guys. How are you? How are you all?
Love you.
We're coming back. We gotta come back. Good to see you. How are you? How have you been? Yeah.
Wonderful.
See so many friends who we've seen over the last year. It's great to see you. And Drew, I just want to congratulate you on doing a great job. He's what President Trump likes to call a winner. We like people who win.
We like to win.
There's a guy who wins. So I want to say something. I saw my friend, remember your name? Alvin? Alvin. Good to see you with the Abraham Lincoln hat.
Right.
So I'll say something on a serious note about what happened on Saturday. I talked to President Trump. It was about 12:30 a.m. that night. He was still up, as confident as ever, unshakable. But think about actually what happened. I want to rewind to the events. You have a Democrat media that has called a Republican president a tyrant, a dictator, said it would be the end of the United States of America as we know it, said he would make us a laughing stock on the global stage. And those are exact quotes, actually, of what they said about Abraham Lincoln. And so this is the work we have cut out ahead of us, is how do we win this war while still viewing our neighbors as our fellow citizens and not as our enemy combatants? Are we up to that challenge? I believe we are. We're going to unite this country by standing for the principles that unite all Americans, regardless of race or gender or even political party. It's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's 1776 in this country. And if we recognize that, then we're going to make sure it's not 1860 in this country. That's what 2024 is about. This is going to be a historic convention. We're not going to play their game. We have a chance to take the road less traveled, and the road less traveled is say, we're not here as Republicans. This week, we're here as Americans. And if we revive that, our country's best days are still going to be ahead of us. Thank you, guys.
Good couple of hours. Takes me back to the campaign days. That was where we started the debate a year ago. It's amazing how things have changed in the country in a year. So much more to reflect on over the last year. I feel like I've processed a lot of it, but I'm still processing it by the day. It was, I think that message on the campaign trail of the way we're going to get to national unity is those dinner table conversations. Have vigorous debate at the dinner table, but you can still be friends at the end of it. That's how most Americans are. That's what most Americans believe. I think for the last couple of years we've lost that a little bit, but I think people are hungrier than ever to actually get it back. So that's what I'm seeing. Best we can do is set our own example.
With blood on his ear, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it was an image that will go down in our history books that our great-grandchildren will look at alongside the history of George Washington crossing the Delaware 250 years from now. I think it'll be one of those moments. And I hope it's a moment that our great-grandchildren will look at and learn in the classroom that this was the moment where America turned the page on a toxic chapter in its national history to unite this country around the principles that actually set it into motion in the first place. That's what I believe. So look, I think that we averted a national tragedy by a matter of inches. And that's an opportunity that we're given to unite the country. Not in some fake, artificial way, but in a true way. What's real national unity? It's not that we all agree on everything. It's that you get to have your own opinion as long as I get to have mine in return, but we can still be friends at the end of it. We are up against an ideology. That ideology is an enemy, but our fellow citizens aren't. Our own neighbors aren't an enemy. The Democrats aren't the enemy. The real enemy is, I think, an ideology that's held Americans hostage. And so that's how we're going to unite the nation. It's not going to be through some sort of astroturf kumbaya. It's going to be through authenticity. It's going to be through recognizing that not everyone's going to agree on everything, but that's actually what makes America great. Back in 1776, most of our founding fathers, they had more vigorous and heated disagreements than even many people in the last 10 years have. But we got to remember, this is a 1776 spirit that we have a chance to revive right now. I'm rooting for that. I think this Republican convention was obviously shaken up by the events of Saturday. Our family was shaken up by it. But you know what? I think we can still be stronger on the other side of it. And, you solve that puzzle. That's the puzzle we have to solve ahead as a country.
Good to see you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
God bless
It's
you,
good to see.
brother.
It's not snowing this time either.
It's not, man.
Last
It's
time we saw
actually-
each other was in the middle of a blizzard. Now we're like sweating through a suit. Not you though. Yeah.
See you later.
Good seeing you, man.
All right, man.
Take care. Thank you. So these are our people. We're seeing people from across the country we haven't seen in a long time, all tethered in one place. Hey.
Thank you for your support of law enforcement. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We got your back.
We really
I really mean that.
appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for everything you're doing. Tell me what you do.
I'm the sheriff of Dodge County, Wisconsin.
Dodge County. Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes.
Thank you for taking care
Thank
of
you so much.
everybody here. And I know this is not an easy week for you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Well,
for everything you're
We're doing good. Keep you guys safe.
Thank you. We got your back. Thank you. And I think it's a moment for us to take a step back and say, who are we as Americans? And what unites us across all of our differences within the party, beyond the party? And I do expect that will be a theme. It's certainly important to me. And I think it's going to make this party stronger, and I think it's going to make the country stronger. That's what I believe. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. To say that we still are a country whose best days can actually still be ahead of us. And in the aftermath of Saturday and the velvet hangover, if we're to call it that, to borrow an old expression, I think this can be a moment where we remember that, our best days can be ahead of us. And I hope that what happened on Saturday night is the worst thing that happens not only in this presidential race, but in this country for a long time to come.
All right, very good, Vivek.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the time,
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you.
Sorry, my photographer's
Yeah.
gone, but what's your take on Vance as the pick?
Outstanding choice.
Why?
Fully support, because I think he is an American dream story. He's going to help take America First to the next level, and I think he's going to expand the voter base. That's what I believe. Among other things, he's also just an original thinker. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. And I think that we need more original thinkers in BC. And that's who he is. Thank you, man. Thank you. Pretty fun day. It's kind of a historic day, historic week, 3 days after a moment that we'll be telling our kids about for generations to come. And we'll see what the next few days have in store.